Next week, we'll celebrate the 1-year anniversary of this race. 1 year, it's stunning. So much changes in a year. In fact, 5 months ago, I got married. So, you all think that we're just here to, win an election, but we're also here because my wife is deserving to be married to an employed man. Absolutely essential for her both. Please, all right? But I'm going to actually do something right now that they teach you in politics school to never do, and that is to, for a very brief moment, mildly depress you. All right? But I promise you I'll lift you right back up. Everyone talks about a blue wave, and we get this sense that this might all be inevitable. Well, it is not. And even worse than that, though, imagine if we do not win. Imagine if we do not win this seat. Imagine if we do not flip the House. What is the message that we will send? Well, the message that we will send is that what they've done is okay. That there are no electoral consequences to legislating what a woman can and can't do with her body, while making it easier for a kid and criminals to buy a weapon. They'll think, oh, they're just going to tweet, they're just going to march, but we won't hear from them at the polls. And we'll still get to ship $1 trillion to people who do not need it, while we ignore our infrastructure problems, so candidates are 20 minutes late because of traffic. While we still let children die from overdoses. Running for office is not a series of West Wing moments. There's no tiny hallways with high-level strategy meetings and quick conversations drafted by Aaron Sorkin. Right? Running for office is a series of interactions. Not just from me, but from you. And what you all will see today is just that. Knocking on doors is what wins elections. Plain and simple. And that's what I do. I knocked on 15,000 doors in the primary. I'm going to knock on 30,000 in the general. Our team I knocked on a door the other day, a cop answers. He's got a daughter to the left of him, a daughter to the right of him. He says, listen, my kids are afraid normally when I go to work, but now they're afraid when they go to school. They're afraid they're going to get mowed down on the way to math class. And in the face of these problems, and we all know what they are, and they've been around for 30 years, what we see from the political class, not just Republicans, but the political class for a generation is zero response, zero action. That changes today. That changes with this election. We will get something done in this country yet again. Now, what you'll also find as you walk in streets is that this district has the highest per capita rate of American flags. You can't throw a rock without hitting a flag. And tied to that flag is this incredibly deep nostalgia. A nostalgia for a time when this country overcame every challenge that was faced before. We said we're going to go to the moon, and we announced it before we'd been to space. Well, this story of this country can be even greater into the 21st century. There's no reason we cannot have this one. Look at this. It's our comms director. She should be here. There's no reason why we cannot have a 21st century interstate highway. There's no reason why we cannot conquer public health crises like the opioid epidemic and gun violence in this century, just as we are conquering HIV/AIDS, which will no longer be an epidemic in this state within the next few years. We can continue to do these things just on an even bigger and grander and more ethical scale. So I come to you as an optimist. I do. And we have every reason to be negative these days. I know that. But I would not be standing before you were we not capable of getting something done. 6 years ago, I was on a patrol in Afghanistan as an infantry platoon leader. Just 6 years ago. And my soldiers came from everywhere. They couldn't agree on the thing. Right? But when our vehicle hit an improvised explosive device, they got the job done. They got me out of there. They called the 9-line medevac. As I'm lying there in a hospital bed, a 2-star general tells me 5 years prior I'd be dead. 5 years, that's it. But Congress had passed the Stryker Modernization Act to get my vehicle the armor it needed to push the explosion away from its core. Congress saved my life. because they got something done. It's stunning, right? For one brief moment, people said, I'm not going to tweet. All right, I'm not going to meet with a corporate PAC. But I am just going to solve a problem. I'm going to try to save soldiers' lives. Well, why don't we do that for all the problems that we face today? Why not? Why not? So here's the little secret, though, about being a politician. And I've been a politician now for 353 days. It's easy to say things. It's very easy for me to stand up here and say the things that you all want to hear. But it's important for you all to know that this campaign is also walking the walk. Money in politics is a problem. We all know where my campaign is not taking a cent from corporate PACs. This district has the highest rate of unionization of any district in the country. It's filled with cops and firemen and teachers. So we're not just saying that we support unions. My staff became the first campaign staff to unionize in the history of this district. And we all know that the problem with politics is, and the problem with the Democratic Party has been, that we have only started to care about voters 72 hours before elections. Well, it is August right now, and we are going to knock on 5,000 doors today. Okay, so we're talking about taking voters for granted. We are done just triangulating and slicing and dicing the electorate and saying what they want to hear and ignoring them the day after election day. No, that type of politics ends with this campaign and campaigns like it throughout the country. So we will not just flip the House, we will not just flip this seat, but we will forever change politics in this country. So thank you all so much for everything you are doing. I am not a fan of overly intellectualizing this process. Well, we have a highly complex strategy. We're going to get more people to vote for us than Dan Donovan on election day. This is very significant. So let's win. Okay, let's knock on that extra door. Let's talk to that extra person. Let's tell your friends. Get on social media. Spread the word. And when we do that, we are not just going to win in 2018 when everyone talks about a blue wave, all right? We're going to hold on to the seat when they're talking about a red wave, or when it's just a blue drizzle and we expected a blue wave, or when it's neck and neck. We will hold on to this seat because that's what we need to do to make the changes that we hope to see. Not just care when Donald Trump is against us. So thank you all again from the bottom of my heart. This is absolutely unbelievable to see. I am floored. And I can't wait to see you all out there. All right?